See, watching Fury on there, you sprout to kill the Shadow Fiend after using the... I missed this whole action scene, but I'll explain to you guys what happened if you weren't watching it on bottom. Hopefully you guys were. It was a pretty entertaining scene here. And Furion's about to kill the Magnetar. Magnetar was hiding in the trees to try to juke him out and fake him, but he dies anyway to the Sprout attack, or the Sprout and then some melee attacks, and also the bottom tower goes down. What happened there was the tree got level 6 and he used his Overgrowth, which is like an AE root plus damage, and he used it and it only had an effect on the Shadow Fiend. And the Shadow Fiend used his ultimate, the Requiem Souls, to take him out, in addition to the Magnetar support, getting the final hits on there. But in running away, the Furion town portaled in front of the tower there, and was able to give a Sprout out on the Magnetar, actually on the Shadow Fiend first, and then the Magnetar later, which you guys saw. So definitely at this point in the game, with a team like the Scourge side has, a lot of ganks are getting planned, and since the bottom is getting pushed so heavily right now, there's that Sentry Ward again in the middle, just scouting out the Tree and Protector scouting, or Tree and Protector creeping, and the Keep of the Light just standing around. This gives them ideas lets them know where their enemy heroes are at, and they also can check local creep spots to see if during the downtime where the heroes are at trying to creep. Check my notes here for a second. There's going to be more actions coming up on top. Again, it's that use of the Fisher and the Thunderclap combo. Only now the Panda Battlemaster has his Dagger of Escape. Now, as you can guess, this is used, could be used as a defensive item, as it's called Dagger of Escape. But the Panda Battlemaster, in this case, will use it offensively. He's able to blink into position and then use his Thunderclap. Instead of having to be so upfront with using his waiting for Fisher to go off, he can stand back more and quickly get into position without being so far up front. There he got a mistimed Thunderclap on the Clinks. Actually got some notes from the players after this game, which I'll go over them with you, and he actually makes note of he Thunderclap before blinking a few times. So in the river now, close to mid, the Earthshaker was trying to run for mid for a few ganks, and there was a haste rune. You notice how fast the Tree and Protector is moving. Even on 2x speed, he's moving pretty quick. He actually picked up the haste rune before the Earthshaker did, and scouted him out since he was there. Earthshaker was not able to get a lot of hits in there to help the Razor push mid. Now Panel Battlemaster's having to push top solo versus Clinks, and normally it wouldn't be a big. It's not a big toe-to-toe. The Panel Battlemaster, if he was up front hitting that Clinks, the Clinks would go down easily. But because the Clinks has an out, such a good out like Windwalk, he's not able to do enough damage out front. And since of his due to his low mana pool, the Panda Battlemaster doesn't want to risk blinking and doing a Thunderclap and only getting him halfway down life, and then be completely out of mana for another blink or being able to use his Thunderclap if he had a teammate that was going to come in for surprise. So Earthshaker's still staying in mid to help the Razor push. The Razor does a good job of just staying back and using a lot of his pushing power. He's one of the best pushers in the game, and he farms pretty much this whole game. Instead of actually going in for a lot of hero kills, he's just staying there trying to get a lot of creep kills. He actually doesn't leave middle lane for very much. He just left now to buy his Boots of Travel, which allow him to get into position a lot more. Staying on top again, I want to watch, there's a lot of heavy action going from the Clinks and the Panel Battlemaster all by himself. Should have just watched the top there. Sorry, the mid. There was some action there on the mid. Looks like the Keep of the Light, the Earthshaker went down, and also the Tree and Protector. Right there on top, sorry, I'm just jumping all around for you guys. On top there's some good action happening, and this right there is where I actually wanted to watch what happened. The Panda Battlemaster was forced to kind of run back and use some healing at the fountain because he mistimed a stomp and blink. He stomped out of range of the Clinks, and then he blinked right next to him, so the Clinks was able to get a lot of hits in without taking that heavy damage from Thunderclap. things are looking pretty bad on the bottom as a lot of heroes are able to, or the Magnetar and Shadow Fiend are forced to try to play a little bit more defensively, and they're creeping. But the Treant Protector has some eyes in the forest at the specific gang spots and is able to scout out the location of these heroes. Bottom's still getting pushed extremely hard. Panel Battlemaster is sneaking around from mid to top to try to get the jump on the Clinks. Fortunately, he gets scouted out by the Clinks, who's windwalked past him in the river there. And now he's stuck in a really bad position through the creeps. He does some hits on the Clinks early on right there. Gets the Clinks down about half life, but now he's at half life, tries to use his Flask of Sapphire Wire to heal him, but then he just stands still for some reason. Watch the top lane now, the Clinks the Panda Battlemaster dies really quick to, not really quick actually, but because he's not moving, he easily dies to the Clinks. Also on the middle there, the Shadow Fiend was able to get a lot of hits. If you're watching the middle gank positions right now, the Magnetar is chasing down the Queen of Pain, who just was doing a lot of pressure on the Shadow Fiend. Magnetar almost dies now. He's getting chased by Queen of Pain and the Treant Protector, and then on top of that, the Prophet TPs in and uses his Dagon on him. And he barely makes it out, barely makes it to his fountain with the Furion still chasing him past his bottom tower. He makes it out, barely low. And now he also has the Dagger of Escape too. If you will look at the Magnetar's item, again the same theory as with the Panda Battlemaster, only Magnetar's going to use it with his ultimate. His ultimate is Reverse Polarity, and it pulls all the enemies towards him and does a good bit of damage and a stun. But in order to use that, he needs to get into positioning with it. So Blink Dagger is definitely a really good item to get on the Magnetar, not only for defensive purposes. Panda just made it off bottom. Sorry, I'm switching around again. This game does have a lot of pretty good action onto it. But those three heroes pushing top, and the Panda Battlemaster almost died, again using Dagger of Escape to avoid serious damage. Queen of Pain used her ultimate to do a lot of damage on her. Furion TPing around, went back to his house there, see what's happening. Clinks now has a Maelstrom. This is actually a really strange item to have on a Clinks hero, as it doesn't help him too much with his damage output. It helps him more for farming. There are better damage output items you can get. Being very greedy here, the Clinks is staying windwalked. He's waiting for the refresh, trying to get some kills on the Magnetar. But now he gets a little greedy, doesn't wait for the refresh on the windwalk. And he tried to get the final hits on the Magnetar, but the Magnetar is able to use his Dagger Escape to blink backwards, avoiding the last hits from the Clinks. And the Battlemaster is able to take him out really easily. Again, greed is just really killer in this game, so. Checking my notes again, I'm trying to give you guys prep, but it looks like a lot of action is going to happen here in the mid soon. Want to watch now at the let's keep watching mid with the Panda Battlemaster and the Magnetar in mid. These both heroes are going to try to get in some flanking positions. Actually, you notice that the Queen of Pain and the Furion are in a pretty good position right now. They're going to have to leave their Treant Protector and keep it light. There's 4 heroes now for the Sentinel team. 5 heroes now. Blinks is sitting there invisible, trying to push this middle lane. Knowing that they're expecting a big push now, Furion uses Sprout on the Magnetar. Magnetar blinks into action and uses his Reverse Polarity, almost killing a lot of these heroes. Fortunately, dies to the Queen of Pain and Furion, and all these Sentinel heroes are able to make it out safely. Keep It Light almost dies. Yellow's venting his frustration to not killing him, and the Razor also just narrowly let a Clinks escape. Clinks used Windwalk at the last second, but using Chain Lightning, he probably could have taken him out. So that was it actually was executed pretty well for the Sentinel team, but the Scourge team was able to just squeeze out, not take any hits from that, and lose all their heroes, or lose their Magnetar anyway, and the Earthshaker. So it's not looking so hot for the Sentinel team at this point, although the kill-to-death ratio is actually pretty even, and it stays even throughout the game for the most part. On mid, I don't know if you guys were able to watch that. I was watching mid still from last time, but the Fisher from the Earthshaker was used to block off the middle ramp there, and the Razor was able to suicide, or he actually just attacked the bottom tower or the middle tower because they didn't want to give their opponents some free gold on that. So as a safety precaution, basically, Fissure was used to block off that ramp there. Definitely a good move there. Keep in mind throughout, you'll notice Razor's got it on him right now, but every time it's up pretty much, Magnetar using his Empower increases the damage up according to the chat there. It says it increases attack damage, or it says attack damage is increased. So he's constantly running around trying to put it on all the enemy or all his friendly heroes to increase their damage output, and especially since they don't know when a big fight's about to happen. He puts it primarily on the higher damage output heroes, like he'll put it on the Shadow Fiend and on the Lightning Reverend, instead of, let's say, putting it on the Earthshaker, because those heroes are going to be ranged and they're going to be doing more damage output now. Notice these eyes are really doing their job here. Eyes in the Forest and the Observer Wards are able to scout out a lot of ganking positions. Earthshaker just died right there to the... Let's see who he died to. I believe he died to Furion. Right, Furion TP'd in to get the last few hits. Was able to get out, even though the Lightning Reverend and Painted Battlemaster came in for a little bit of an assist. Furion was still able to take him out. Again, I want to go back to talking about these eyes in the Forest and the Observer Wards. And there's an Observer Ward on that ramp that's about to expire again, but it's a really good scouting location. And pretty much because of all these wards that are around, it kind of makes everyone look like they're running around randomly. But they notice that they're getting scouted out, so they're not able to finish off any gank attempts. Here, Keep of the Light barely makes it out of the ramp or into the river and onto his side. But you'll notice the Sentinel side is just trying to run around and try to get some ganks at this point in time. They need to try to recover from taking such heavy hits early on. Painted Battlemaster just died to Dagon on bottom, and the Queen of Pain is blatantly pushing mid top with the Clinks and the Furion. Keep watching this because I believe something cool is about to happen here in the next few minutes. The Magnetar, instead of using his reverse polarity, has actually saved it, thinking that he's going to need it in a key point in time, which he actually is. And now his cleave is actually really good pushing power, so he's up front trying to take out the creeps a lot better. Treant Protector, Furion, and Clinks, and Queen of Pain still on top. They're blatantly pushing and giving a lot of notice for the Sentinel team to perform or to set up a counter game. So he gets sprouted. Magnetar gets sprouted. Uses reverse polarity to pull his enemies towards him. Panda blinks in as Yellow blinks out, and Fissure is used to block Queen of Pain in. However, Queen of Pain just narrowly escapes again with level 1 blink, as she says here in the allied chat. And he takes a sneak attack around the back trees, you'll notice, because they saw the Razor coming with the Eyes in the Forest. So again, it's good scouting locations and good decision making by low HP heroes, i.e. that Queen of Pain, narrowly escaping. A lot of times this team was able to change from being very offensively, the Scourge team, early on, to playing a very good defensive game. They haven't taken a lot of losses outside the Clinks hero. And now the top tower for these Scourge teams getting pushed really heavily. Okay, what this looks like is unorganized chaos when they're running around like this trying to... You notice a lot of the heroes are creeping. Now, they're not creeping just because there's no other creeps or no other sides for them to push. They're creeping because they're either close to an item they want, or also just because they can get extra money and not have their opponents know where they are. Elusive Scepter used on Magnetar to try to get some kills on Sprout. Furion's getting really greedy, staying right by the tower trying to kill the Magnetar. Fissure is used to block off, to do some hits on the Furion. Furion makes it out easily. He's now town portaling, but the Keep of the Light, who's staying around to help, gets ganked by all 4 Sentinel teams there on the bottom. Very good teamwork, show of teamwork there. Furion's now town portaling out. I probably could have executed a little bit better, maybe brought an extra hero along, or not being so risky pushing so close to their tower like that. You notice now the Panda Battlemaster's taking a lot of hits from Furion and the Clinks. Furion uses his Elusive Scepter to try to stop the Panda from running away, but Razor comes in full HP, and he's forced to use another Elusive Scepter so he